At Thanksgiving, my brother tossed me $20 like I was a charity case. I tossed it back, then told him about my lake house. My family always ran the same script. I was frozen at 22 in their eyes, the quirky disappointment who moved to Chicago to write. Brad was the golden one, VP of regional sales, the guy who wore tailored suits to casual Sunday football. For 5 years, every holiday followed the same routine. Mom basted the turkey while bragging about Brad's golf game. Dad poured scotch and nodded along to Brad's stock portfolio talk. And me, seated at the far end, fielding the same pitying questions, still doing that little typing thing, making enough to eat. Ever think about a real degree? I always smiled, nodded, passed the mashed potatoes. But this year, Brad wouldn't quit. He'd just leased a new BMW and wanted the whole table to know about the heated seats. Then he looked at me across the cranberry sauce and smirked. You know, Jake, if you ever want to upgrade from that rusted-out Honda, my company's hiring entry-level reps. 40 grand a year. No more instant ramen. He flicked the 20 across the table. It slid past the gravy boat and stopped in front of my plate. The table went silent. Mom gave a nervous chuckle. Dad sipped his scotch. They were waiting for me to lower my head and accept the charity like always. Instead, I picked up the 20, folded it neatly, and tossed it back into Brad's lap. I appreciate it, Brad, I said, calm and even. But I sold my car last week. Didn't need it at the new property. Mom's fork froze midair. New property? Are you finally moving out of that tiny studio? Mom, I moved out 3 years ago. Brad barked out a laugh. 3 years? Where have you been, man? A cardboard box downtown? I didn't blink. I bought a custom 4-bedroom house on Lake Michigan. Cash. Brad stopped laughing. Dad's face drained of color. Don't be ridiculous, he snapped, setting his glass down hard. You write internet articles. You can't afford a lake house. I pulled out my phone and slid it across the table. On the screen, me, standing on a cedar deck overlooking the water, floor-to-ceiling windows behind me. I don't just write articles, Dad, I said quietly. I write sci-fi novels under a pen name. My 3rd book just got optioned by a streaming network. Mom stared at the photo, hands trembling. 3 years? And you never told us? I looked around the table at each of them. I tried. I brought champagne to Christmas 3 years ago. Stood in the kitchen and tried to announce it, but Brad started talking about his new quartz countertops, and you both turned your backs on me. So I put the bottle back in my bag and went home. I stood, grabbed my coat off the chair, and looked down at my brother, completely speechless for once. Keep the 20, Brad, I said, dropping my napkin on the table. Put it toward your lease. I walked out and left them sitting in the loudest silence of their lives.